What's happening YouTube, this is Thongger and today I'm bringing you another Dawn of War 2 online commentary video. This game is played on the Ashes of Typhon. It is a 2v2 game where I will be playing as the Imperial Guard Inquisitor in my white and yellow Imperial Guard. My ally is Alpha, who is playing as the generic Tyranid. He has the Hive Tyrant. And I have Boxes over here. He's a Korean player, I think. He's playing as the black and red Eldar. He has the Warlock. And we have War Never Change, playing as the Imperial Guard Commissar. That's him, waving his angry sword around, being angry. So he's gonna go be angry on these Homagons over here, and he's gonna go angry on them with his sword, and he's gonna slash and chop away, and he has his bubble, so he's gonna drive them back. He's quite tough in a melee. Yep, he is, but he's no match for this Hive Tyrant in close combat, but he has some Imperial Guards to back him up, so my ally is gonna be forced back. You know, I'm just skirmishing with these Eldar punks over here. I have 2 squads of guardsmen, and my sentinel is coming over to help out. These 2 psychers are just going at it with one another, slashing away, and I'm gonna drive the Warlock back with overwhelming, simultaneous and devastating and multiple las gun shots. And my sentinel is just gonna kite these guys, gonna damage these banshees as much as I can, as banshees are very deadly to guardsmen if they catch my guys unsupported. So they're gonna charge in, gung-ho, war stomp, boom, and off they go, flying back, taking a model loss. Are they gonna take any other model losses? I'm gonna pursue them for a bit. And my opponent has just put up these power generators over here, so I'm going to take this opportunity to wreck these power generators. My ally only has 1 unit at this moment, and he is accumulating near 1,000 requisition. What could he be getting? I have no idea, but that's a pretty small Tyranid horde. Anyway, he's going for a Termagant brood at long last. You know, my opponent has gone for double sentinels. War Never Changes has gone for double sentinels and double Imperial Guardsmen, so pretty heavy in the tier 1. And I'm talking too fast again, my bad. And we have rangers coming in over here from my opponent, no doubt trying to snipe my poor little sentinel. But I do completely wreck this power farm over here, which is good. And I am upgrading this power farm as well, but my ally is getting pushed back by the Imperial Guard. So I am pushing back my Eldar opponent, and my ally is being pushed back as well. So that's not good for me. I'm surprised they didn't go for this generator. That would have been bad if they did, actually. Meanwhile, there's a pretty big horde of Eldar coming over here. Banshee's leading the way with Guardians and Rangers and the Warlock. You know, I am just protecting my little power generators over here, and I'm going to cap this point. I am going to pull out nothing at this moment, while my opponent is going to attack my unsupported generators. You know, oh my gosh, my ally has gone for 3 Termagant broods and going for another warrior brood, so he is building up for a super giant Tyranid horde. You know, I'm going to support him with my guys over here, and now these guardsmen are forced back, and these Tyranids are sentinels are actually completely caught without support. And is this commissar going to get away? I believe not. I'm going to slash at him with my... Yes, there goes the commissar. And now the sentinel is desperately trying to get out there. War Stomp goes off, but my sentinel is not War Stomped at all. And his pew pew and the guardsmen are just getting in the way. And there we bring it down. And now this sentinel is in trouble, getting hacked up by these warrior brood. But my sentinel just keeps pew pewing at it away, and down it goes. And this weapon squad over here got a bit too close for comfort and is just being driven. But I did force melee, so they wouldn't have, you know, do anything. And my opponent over here really should have been destroying my generators. But no, instead going for the cap. And if that my opponent did destroy my generators, that would be like 300 requisition down the drain. So yes, now we have War Never Changes going for triple weapon squads. He could have teched using that. Triple weapon squads, very interesting. You know, my guardsmen here do get flayed alive by the warp blast, and my Inquisitor is getting a bit ahead of himself, but these banshees are in trouble over here and getting pounded by my guardsmen. And my 4 model kills, and yeah, so I'm just pew pewing away. This ranger squad is doing some pretty good damage to my sentinel, so I'm gonna have to be careful with that. I do hit these guys with Hammer of the Witches and get a model kill. Another model goes down from sentinel fire, and now these rangers are gonna have to get out of there because they're completely unsupported. You know, we have a big angry Tyranid horde over here. Actually, triple weapons teams I could see that working because the Tyranids will have to launch a frontal assault, and this map is quite clustered, and with so many weapons teams you could probably lock down some alleyways. But yeah, so he's just sort of like bunching up all 3 weapons teams in the same place. They are putting down a pretty significant hail of fire. You know, you have a lot of weapons teams when the extra crew of a weapons team isn't have enough numbers to form a whole guardsman squad. But these guys, yeah, no overlapping fields of fire, no staggered defensive line, just a whole blob heavy weapon squad, and they actually kill a Hormagaunt squad. But yeah, these guys are actually causing some pretty good damage to the Hive Tyrant, and the Hive Tyrant does go down. Oh dear, and now these guys are in trouble. So actually that worked out pretty well. You know, my guys are getting hit by a Shuriken Cannon team over here, but I do have my infiltrated heavy weapon squad. One of my viewers did say I should have gone Kalachans instead, and this was I played this game before I read that, so yeah. Anyway, I have a sergeant escaping with 1 hit point, very lucky, and my infiltrated weapons team does kick into action over here, but now I've just given away my position, and my opponents know what I have, so I'm just gonna have to pull back over here. Yes, so I'm just gonna deploy in view of this victory point over here. My opponents have a pretty good lead on us, though my ally is teching, so very good, very good. You know, I'm gonna pull my weapons team and my sentinel back to protect our precious power generators, while my imperial guardsman squad and my inquisitor heal up at the base. So these guys are gonna get a triple cap soon, but my ally does get no, we have 2 caps. We have blue, they are blue, I am red. So confusing. Anyway, sorry, long day at work, my bad. Yeah, so I'm just patching out my sentinel over here. Eldar, a bit tentative over here. Are they gonna wander in the view? No, I think they're out of my line of sight. So I'm just gonna cloak these guys, and I'm gonna set them up in a flanking position to catch this Eldar army on the hop. So my sentinel is gonna come over here and pew pew at these banshees, and these banshees don't have the X-Arch yet, so they're gonna take full range damage, and banshees are pretty fragile. So I'm gonna hit the warlock with Hammer of the Witches to stun him, so he can't really do anything. My flamers do start tanking these guys. These banshees are really not doing all that much, and I do get flanking fire. And my heavy weapons team does force this entire Eldar army back. Who would have known a weapons team could be so sneaky? So once again, the Banshee squad down to 1 model, and while the whole Eldar army is in retreat, I'm gonna take this opportunity to wreck their power generators again. But they are hitting tier 2 faster than I did actually. I do wonder why that happened. Maybe I was upgrading to Interrogator's armor and my heavy weapons team on the flame, but that may have set me back a bit. Yes, it probably did. Oh well. Meanwhile, my opponent War never changes. Did lose a heavy weapons squad. I'm not sure when that happened, but my ally has been losing some units as well. But just some back and forth thing going on over here. Meanwhile, my guardsmen are gonna. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I really should be hitting these generators like I am now. Sniper is hitting my guardsmen, but I have enough guardsmen to man up to take it. So I don't really care how many guardsmen I lose as long as I can hurt the power economy. I'm happy, and guardsmen are cheap. So I have my weapons team laying down some good fire over here. My guardsmen are taking real beating, so I'm gonna have to be happy with what I have over here and get out of there. Is this? Oh no, 4 hit points. Ah! Oh no, I lost a guardsman squad over there. Dang it. Now my ally is calling for help. No, that's War Never Changes is asking for help. My bad. Oh man, I'm so confused. Okay, never mind. Yeah, oh, War Never Changes is destroying our entire power farm over here, so I'm gonna head back. My weapons team is taking a real pounding from the sniper squad over here, so I'm just gonna have to pull out there. I'm equipping my dudes with the auto cannon. Losing suppression, but I think the auto cannon damage will be very valuable. I mean, my inquisitor getting way ahead of us over here, but auto cannon causing some good damage. But this is a big angry horde of guardsmen over here, and yeah, I have to get out there. But fortunately, I do buy my ally enough time to flank this guardsman horde, so yeah, they weren't able to. Well, they did wreck that whole power farm, unfortunately. You know, I'm pulling out a Chimera. Chimera, very useful, but my opponents have put out a Bright Lance. I did not notice yet, probably should have seen it. Yeah, so they are fortifying this location over here with dual weapons teams. Weapon platform sort of facing the wrong way, so my ally, he is just gonna come up right behind this big Eldar horde over here. And other weapons team's gonna turn around in time. They may just do. No, they're not. Oh my! Big charge from the Hive Tyrant just knocks all of these guys away. And now these Eldar are in big trouble with this giant Tyranid horde behind them. And war never changes. In big trouble. Oh my! Lots of units going down. Is this Ranger squad gonna get away? Those warrior brute is right on top of them. They might just get away. Yes. So here comes my angry Chimera. I did lose my Flamer Guardsman, unfortunately. So yeah. Yeah, so my ally is chasing these guys right into their base. Lone Rangers. Yeah, this warrior brute taking a real hammering over here. They might have to get out of there. Yeah, so Guardian's getting slashed. No model kills, unfortunately. And I'm taking this opportunity just to wreck this power farm again. This power farm hasn't had no break in this game. Yep, so me and my ally have gone for a double cap over here. Yeah, this warrior brute taking a real hammering over here. So I'm gonna go and cover my ally with my dudes. Chimera just pounding away, and Warlock is forced back. Angry Hive Tyrant just running around, and yeah. So I have my autocannon team set up over here. So my autocannon team has a pretty sweet field of fire, and will pretty much wreck any soft squishy Eldar that comes out of it. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen to these Eldar Banshees as they want in range, and boom, 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 they're taking a real pounding. They do get in range. The autocannon team is hitting these other guys are here, and oh, my Chimera is in trouble. It's in trouble. Y'all don't know, last cannon takes out my freshly minted Chimera, unfortunately, and it's just gonna keep rolling along to my poor Guardsman squad inside. My Guardsman squad is gonna stumble across the Shuriken weapons team. So I was like, oh my gosh. But my guys did force them away before they get set up, so I was quite unfortunate there. And my autocannon team did cause some good damage. But we do have a Manticore barrage coming in, and I was like, retreat, retreat. But yes, it does almost wipe out my whole squad. Kills everyone, the Sarge and 2 weapons guys, and leaves only the operator behind. You know, I do still have some guardsmen in the fray. My fully upgraded squad did gun down that whole guardian squad. So fully upgraded guardsmen are actually very killy units. But my guardsmen are getting burned over here. Very effective spell by the Warlock, his immolate ability. And yeah, but I have come up with no, those aren't mine. Those are the opponent's infiltrator stormtroopers. Infiltrator stormtroopers, very versatile troops. Quite deadly, very deadly in their own right. So yeah, you have the entire squad decked out with deadly melter guns, and you have one odd guy with a las gun there. Yeah, they look pretty sweet. I've never really looked at them closely before. Meanwhile, my ally is pushing forward with a big giant horde over here, and I do have my own infiltrator stormtroopers coming out with anti-armor kit. Yes, infiltrator stormtroopers, like, they're actually not meant to be a. Oh yes. Anyway, I'm trying to sort out my frame. This is so weird. Frontline unit, because they're quite fragile. They're meant to be more of a sneaky unit. But I do like stormtroopers. They're very useful. They give you a lot of mobility in the battlefield, and their melter bombs and melter guns really tear vehicles a new one. So meanwhile, my opponent is going to wreck this power farm as well. I'm in a slight predicament over here because I'm actually not that high on resources, and yeah, War Never Change has a ginormous army. He has a Manticore, dual weapons teams, dual guardsmen, and a stormtrooper squad. And the Eldar player is has a pretty solid army as well. So all I have is like my stormtroopers really, and my weapons team and my inquisitor. So yeah, that's my stormtroopers capping this point. I think I'm gonna try and hit this power node over here, but when I see this big guardsman horde, there's no way my stormtroopers can take them. So I just yeah, I think I'm gonna just have to bail out of there. I do kill a guardsman with melter gun to the face, and I do hit these guys with strafing run that drops napalm on them or whatever it's called, and do cause quite a bit of damage. So that will soften them up. You know, my ally did get the drop on these guys over here, and is tearing in with his warrior brute. But these Wraith Guard getting some pretty sweet point blank shots in. This Wraith Guard warrior brute gonna have to be careful and get out of there. Unfortunately, I was not near enough to support my ally, so that was unfortunate. Yeah, I think that Hive Time just charged in his own dudes. Very lucky he didn't lose more guys there. And what's he shooting? Some bioplasma thing, I don't know. You know, I do have my infiltrated autocannon team hammering this wave guard, and they're doing some pretty good damage. And I do hit this wave guard to stun them with Hammer of the Witches. I did want to get the Warlock, but unfortunately I didn't. So now my guardsmen and guys are storming, and this Bright Lance weapon team is in trouble, and it goes down. And oh, that Warlock did just send my Inquisitor flying, but she has the pistol again. And one Wraith Guard does go down, and yeah. So we do have a Manticore barrage coming in, and we have dual Manticore barrages. At this point I was like, wait a minute, how can there be so many Manticore barrages coming? And my Sentinel's in big trouble, and there goes my Sentinel. I was like, oh shoot, this is bad. My Inquisitor is tanking these Banshees. She is actually doing really well with her power sword, and yeah, she just guns them one down with a melter pistol over there. My Stormtroopers and these guys are duking it out point blank, but my ally does come to my rescue and flanks these guys from behind. And yeah, my autocannon is getting some pretty sweet flanking fire, but this Commissar comes in and he starts beating up my poor little dudes over here. And my Stormtroopers don't have a prey in melee, and he drops like a whole ton of landmines, and I was like, oh dear, this isn't good. Retreat, fall back. Yeah, so now my Inquisitor is in trouble, and my weapons team is in trouble as well, and yeah, I'm just forced to retreat over here. So my Imperial Guard army is tiny, but fortunately we did manage to inflict heavy losses on the Eldar player, Wraith Guard boxes. Anyway, yeah, so it's right now it's up to my ally and to come up with the numbers, but he just lost a whole squad. I'm not sure where. Yes, over here probably. Yes, this is ridiculous. Plain overkill. Dual Manticores? Who does that? That's just sick and twisted. Like, he has so many units you can't even see on the screen. That's just how stupid this is. Meanwhile, I did manage to kill the Commissar. I think he wandered in my base and just died. Anyway, I was considering teching or getting another Chimera, but I decided to go for Ogrins instead, because I figured infiltrated Ogrins might be pretty deadly, and hopefully that will turn out to be true. You know, we do have some Warrior Brood tearing into these Banshees over here, protecting our little gen farm. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Before I go on, my ally did get the drop on these Wraith Guard with his Warrior Brood, and is just tearing them a new one. My ally has triple Warrior Brood, so we have lots of doubling of units and tripling of units in this game. But this was played by like relatively new players, and I'm not that good myself, so this turned out to be a very fun game in the end. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I think my frame rates are stabilizing slightly. Not really, but hopefully it will be quite bearable for you guys. I apologize. I tried to fix it, but my computer is just going haywire. Right, my frame rates are dropping. This is odd. This always happens. Yeah, anyway, so I'm taking this opportunity to wreck this power farm again. I'm setting up my weapons team with a clear field of fire coming out of the enemy base. We do have incoming Manticore barrage. My ally doesn't know this, and oh my, the Warrior Brood is getting hammered. Oh, they get us. Oh wait, yes, the PSA do get away, but they took some heavy losses there. And here come my Ogrins, so they are gonna be my Inquisitor's mighty bodyguards. While and I'm gonna go hunting for those annoying, pesky Manticores. Frame rates dropping. I'm sorry. Yep. Anyway, we have frame rates. We have this big horde of Eldar coming out. This War Spider squad really getting beaten up by my autocannon team, and I do have infiltrated Ogrins coming in. Yeah, these Banshees did get a drop on this Warrior Brood over here, and now they are gonna tear my weapons squad a new one. I'm not sure my guys get away. Oh my Stormtrooper squad all retreated right through that. I'm not sure my weapon squad gets away. I don't think so. So my Ogrins are in big trouble over here, so I'm gonna have to fall back. Yeah. Yeah, my weapon squad went down. Poor guy. Face planted, lugging that big heavy weapon around. And I will retreat path right through this Banshee squad. Fortunately, my opponent doesn't see this. I do have a Guardsman squad in the fray, and they're just going to distract the enemy for a few more seconds before I retreat out there. I'm not sure these Guardsmen are in big trouble. They're getting slashed and hacked and torn to bits. But yeah, I think they will get away. That's a good thing about Guardsmen. There's just so many of them. It's difficult to get all of them. Yes. Anyway, these dual Manticores are just being a royal pain. And we do have a heavy weapon squad just bunkering down over here, being extremely annoying. And we do have another weapons team over here. So this guy is like turtling, but he's not really defending anything. All he's, well, I guess you could say he's sort of defending, but yeah, he's just being like really turtly right now. And yeah, I have my Stormtroopers just coming forward, pushing these Eldar back. I'm coming out in force again. Band Guardians forgot to reinforce my guardsmen, silly me. But yeah, I have a very small Imperial Guard army. Fortunately, my guys are pretty high level. My Inquisitor is level 6. She's done a big deal of killing this game. I apologize for the length of this game. This is a really long game. My ally is walking through a whole minefield. Surprised nothing went off. Yeah, I have infiltrated Ogrins coming up, but they are walking on some landmines. So my Inquisitor is just gonna be bait for my dudes over here, and I'll dump my Ogrins, and I do stun these guys, and I kite on my Inquisitor, and my Ogrins do bring down the squad over here. My Ogrins, infiltrated Ogrins are coming in, and my infiltrated Stormtroopers are hitting these Warp Spiders over here, causing some good damage. And yeah, Ogrins doing lots of damage, just eating up everything alive in combat. And yeah, my Ogrins are taking a big beating though. They are tanking a whole army on their own. And my Ogrins are taking a face full of lasgun fire, but here comes a Bane Wolf to the rescue. This Bane Wolf was just like on a whim sort of thing. Like, I didn't really know what to get, and my guys were in trouble, and he did reinforcements really badly. So yeah, I'm just gonna attack this point, and I'm gonna try and go for this power node over here, but I realize it's not upgraded. So I'm just gonna go hunting for it, and I see this weapons team over here. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go kill that weapons team. Then I realize that there's actually a lasgun team over here. I don't realize that, but I just stupidly wandered in the view, and yeah, this lasgun team's gonna creep up. At this point, I'm just spraying this heavy weapon squad over here, and I realize I've stumbled across a gold mine, and there's actually like 2 of these stupid manticores over here. So my Bane Wolf does go down like a heap of slag metal, and it died against a guardsman, and that guardsman didn't even take any damage from having a destroyed vehicle run into him. But now both my ally and I, we both know what's waiting for us here. So my infiltrated Ogrins are once again going to work on these eldar, just slaughtering their hero. My Ogrins do take a casualty and are taking a bit of a beating over here. But yeah, in melee, these Wraith Guard don't stand a prayer against my Ogrins, and my Ogrins are just gonna rip these guys a new one, and just ripping up these Wraith Guard. Do I kill? Nah. Yeah, so the Bonehead Ogrin did go down, so fortunately I'll be able to reinforce my squad fully. Yeah. And War Never Change is scolding his teammate, and I am gonna infiltrate my Ogrins again, and I am gonna go to town on these pesky Manticores. The Manticores see my dudes coming. My Inquisitor is like taking real beating, forced retreat, but it presents his rear armor, such as juicy target, smack, 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 and boom! And while my Ogrins are tanking this on the front, out comes this giant warrior brood, and this heavy weapons team is in big trouble now. The Manticores are down, and these guys are in humongous amount of trouble. And yeah, we have a 3rd Manticore. What nonsense is this? Anyway, thank goodness they did not win, because that would have been ridiculous if they did. A 3rd Manticore, that is stupidly overkill. Anyway, good game to both my opponents, and very well played to my ally. His stats are very low. He is like a level 1 and everything, but once again, don't read the cover by his book. Like, he played very well. Even he had a big angry mob of Tyranids that killed everything. Yeah, so anyway, a good game to everyone, and I enjoyed this game. Hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, and I'll see you guys next time. Thongger out.